this particular one right here, the TV trades range snipe says 4110. I'm looking at the wrong thing. There it is, 8660. So that did actually go into the overbought. All right, so that was a valid trade there. I just didn't get it. Right there. Where it came out. This one right here is what I mean. Where it came out of the overbought. All right, we almost have a lower swing here on the Russell, not quite yet. And still don't have another trade here on the YM yet. It needs to pull back a little bit deeper. All these other ones look like they want to turn down. Everything looks like it wants to turn down right here. So it's kind of what I'm waiting for. If you're in here and you are on the trial, you're in here, you're on the open house. We are doing a different look now. And it's a much simpler look. You can see we only have 2 indicators on here. This is part of the CFCFRN. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. We need to down close right here. This is part of the CFCFRN. Whoa, something happened. That was not right. I'm in the YM trade, but it looks like it's not keeping up very well. No, it is. It just stopped me out. Okay, the YM just stopped me out. Okay. I took it from right there. And that one just stopped me out. So put that down. That's the first time I started out with a stop out in a while. Well, I didn't actually start out with a stop out. I did have a good trade on the first one. All right. So the only things we have going in here, we have the TV trades range trigger, and we just have the ribbon going out of the context. All right, now this ribbon is the same ribbon that's in DT Pro, it's the same ribbon that's in NinjaTrader, but this range trigger is it's only here on TradingView. We don't have it in any of the other platforms yet. And we're not getting it in any other platforms. It's only going to be in TradingView. Okay, so if you want access to that, you got to take the trial. We want to have a pullback here. We're inside the weekly trading zone here on the ES. We got to get away from that weekly trading zone. And this one, it seems like I should have had my stop at break even. I screwed that up somehow. It says only mode, you don't have all those things on top like I do. Okay, Mark, I'll get to that in a minute. Let me get the goal for the day and then I'll show you. I'll go and fix something for you. I mean, I know you don't have the premium, so you can't use this layout. This isn't even my normal layout. What the heck? Oh yeah, I guess it is. For this one, I'll go fix up another one for you, so you'll be able to use it. Okay, in just a minute, Mark. I know if you tried to open this one up, it would keep prompting you to upgrade. And this is for plus and premium users. You're not plus, right? You're essential, right, Mark? As far as TradingView goes. Okay, the rib is getting crunched here on the YM. Oh, you're plus. Okay, so then you ought to be able to just open this up. Here. Okay, let me save it like this. Okay, let me just see. We don't have any of the trades going on. The ribbon got crunched up. I was trying to take that trade, but the ribbon got crunched up. Here is a copy of this layout right here. When you click on it, it's going to be read only. You'll have the word copy in the upper right hand corner. Click on that and it will create a layout for you. As long as you don't have too many layouts already, it'll create a layout for you. If you have too many layouts already, it's going to prompt you to upgrade. All right, so over here on the NQ, we have a potential for a trade. Let's get ready for that. The Russell, the ribbon just closed up. The ES, the ribbon just closed up. The YM, the ribbon changed directions. And the NQ's got potential for a short right there. Okay, got potential for a short. What the heck on my NQ? Oh, there. That makes more sense. So the NQ, I clicked the wrong place on that. It went enough into profit to get the stop to break even. So I was fussing about the NQ because, well, my order didn't go anywhere at the time here. And now it did. And here it is. And we just got 48 ticks on the NQ. All right, so 48. That is enough. That is enough. 1 NQ. 48. That's the goal for the day. 9:39, so 12 minutes. 3 trades. And we are actually at plus 28 right now. 28 times 5. 28 times 5 times 20. 2800. Okay. I'll tell you the prints on that in a minute. This over here, I did not get into the YM. I wanted to get, oh, I did get into the YM. Crap. I did get into the YM. Right. I was going to say I did not get into the YM. I didn't think I did, but I guess I put an order on. We're at plus 10, plus 20, and it's still going. Plus 20. Now, it was the up close on this. It was in at 301. I must have put an order on and had it waiting there without really paying that much attention to it. But here, let's make this a blue. And this a blue. All right, so what we're waiting for now on the NQ, we're looking for this to get up into the overbought and then just come out of the overbought. As long as the ribbon is still spread. Over here on the YM, we're in the oversold. We just need to come out of the oversold like that. I missed it. It's too late. This was the trade right here. If I had an order waiting, I'd have been ready for it. I'd be in it right now, but I didn't. Over here on the NQ, there's a chance right here. If you get it down close, it'd be 17 down to 11 on the NQ. Okay, now it's much higher than that. It's going to be 18. Oh, 18 down to is that 1775 minus 8 points would be 970, 975. 975 is what you're looking at, right? Isn't it? Oh, it's on a 50 range. Crap. It's on a 50 range. That's why. Hang on. Hang on. I gotta put the, sorry, it's on a 50 range from that meeting we were in yesterday. That's why nothing seems to be going right over there. The numbers just aren't, the bar doesn't look like it's closing in the right place. This is supposed to be on the 31 range. I'm sorry about that. Then you guys corrected me. It's your fault, Matt. I was from a meeting with Matt yesterday. Okay, so I missed all these other trades, that one and that one over here on the YM. It's about to give another one, but the ribbon's crunched up. Dell, you can trade with Ninja and get TradingView and be able to set up the charts like yours. Yes, you can. You sure can. That's what I'd recommend. As a matter of fact, now that I've gotten the goal for the day, let me do a couple of things. Okay, let me do a couple of things. First, let me write that down. I want to save this layout. All right, and then go here. If you don't have TradingView, go to mytradingiq.com, click on trading platforms, and follow the instructions right here to get TradingView. Right now, when you do that, you click on this link. It's going to bring you here to get TradingView. Don't sign up for the annually right now. Sign up for a monthly. The Essential will give you 2 charts and 20 price alerts. The Plus will give you 4 charts and 100 price alerts. Technical alerts. The technical alerts are the ones that we use. And the Premium, which is what I use, will give you, 8 charts and 400 technical alerts. Now, one other difference between the Premium that I didn't realize that is a little bit significant for me because I use it for a lot of alerts. My alerts don't expire with the Premium, with the technical. I mean, with this one, with the Plus, and with the other one, They expire after 30 days. So you just have to renew them after 30 days. But you're gonna need to get this. And once you get TradingView, you're gonna need to get data for TradingView. Okay, the data costs $7 a month. You get real-time data. To get that, you would go here, and you have to give me daily. What you have to do is give me your login ID. Whatever this login ID is right here. Give that to me, and then when you go to data, to get data, you go to accounts and billing, like that. Go to accounts and billing, and the data is going to be right here. You click on get real-time data if you want to, but this is the one right here. CME CBOT Comics and Dynamics Group. It's $7 a month. It's $7.60 for me with tax, but it's $7 a month. You got to get that to get real-time data. Okay, to get the real-time data, you want to get that. You have to have the real-time data. Okay, I am now on a 7 range on the YM. Man, I completely messed this all up yesterday. Thank you. That needs to be on a 19 range. That explains why things were not looking right. Okay. So we're on a 31 range, a 7 range, a 19, and a 19. That is all correct. Now the stops, the brackets that I'm using on the 19 range is a 25 by 40, 25 by 45. Yeah, 25 by 45 on the 19 range. On the 7 range, it's a 10 by 30. And on the NQ, look at that beautiful trade right there on the NQ. On the NQ, I am using a 36 by 48 bracket. A 36 by 48 bracket. All right, so while I was doing all that, we had a nice trade here on the YM. We had a nice trade here on the NQ. Remember, the only thing you're looking for is price, the ribbon be spread, and price commodity overbought. Spread down, commodity overbought. Spread up, commodity oversold. Okay, that's all you're looking for. That's all you need. You don't need all the other things. But thank you for reminding me about all those time frames that I was on the wrong ones on. Watch the NQ right now for the down close. It's going to be a short there on down close on the NQ. Should pull it onto the overbought and give us a short trade. That's what we're looking for. The ribbon is spread, so we just need a down close. It's got a high air of 84.75, so it'd be 76.75 down there somewhere. 84.79. Here it is. There it is. Stop going to break even on that. And now I have a 48 tick target on this. So I'm going to lock in something. There's 8 ticks. Okay. Now it should go down through the prior swing low and give me the whole 48 ticks here. It didn't give me all of it. Oops. Man, I was trying to get a whole bunch out of that. 68.75. Oh, I'm out. Actually, I'm long now. Hang on. Crap. Okay, I'm profitable. Throw my stop at break even on the long. Okay, there I'm out. I hate it when I do that. It did give me all 48 ticks. When I trail my stop, when I add another stop and I trail it like that, I sometimes screw it up just like I did right there. Okay. So over here on the Russell now, the ribbon is spread. We just need to get into the oversold and come onto the oversold. Over here on the YM, the ribbon is spread. You get into the oversold and come onto the oversold. Right? It doesn't have to hit the ribbon on the pullback. It doesn't matter if it hits the ribbon. The ribbon just has to be spread. Okay. I don't know if that was right. Did I do that right? I think one of those was over here. Yeah, one of those was over here. I think one of those was over there. And I haven't got one of these. Let me get rid of this. Over here on the ES, the ribbon is spread. Let me spread it out for you so you can see it a little better. The ES, the ribbon is spread. We're not in the overbought yet. Over here on the Russell, the ribbon is spread. We need to get into the oversold. Over here on the YM, the ribbon is spread. We need to get into the oversold. Okay, on the NQ, the ribbon is spread. We just need to pull back and give us another shot at it. Right? When I say pull back, it's just got to pull back here into the overbought and then get out of it. Right? We got a lower swing from the last trade, so we're all good as far as that goes. Now let me save this. Okay, Mark, did that work for you? The TradingView charts, though, if you go through this, you get a 30-day trial on it, right? You get a 30-day trial on it if you haven't done it yet. You start going through this, you get to, what the heck was it? Was it this one? Yes. Go through that. It's going to bring you to this page. Click on the monthly. Okay. Click on the monthly and sign up for either the Essential or the Plus. It doesn't cost you anything right now if you're taking the trial. You have 30 days to mess with it. I have the premium because I need the premium. I didn't realize that extra bonus of the alerts not expiring. You know, I use alerts like for a lot of things. This was a trade right in here I didn't see because I was just doing all that. It's pulled back and it's hit the ribbon here, but it doesn't really matter that it hit the ribbon. What matters is that it pulled back and it would have stopped me out if I'd have been in it. The S, the ribbon is crunched up. The YM and the Russell, the ribbon is crunched up. What I want to show you guys is the ES ribbon came uncrunched right there. It's already gone too far into profit to take the trade, but on the down close right here where it pulled out of the overbought, you can just about see all 4 lines again right there. See them? It's too late to take it though. Okay, Mark, hang on a sec. I'm gonna go do something else for you in just a second here. It's not just for you, but for everyone. Let me do it from here. On this page, we'll go to trade rules, and then down here at the bottom, I'll click on this one. And on this one, I'm going to change things around a little bit. See, this has got the context and the context PP on it. I'm going to take off the context PP on both of these. Do the update and then take off the context PP. Okay, do the update. Oops, I'll do the update on that too. I don't know why it says it's got a new version. I don't think it's true, but it seems to think so. Down here in the slingshot, I guess I'll just do the update on all of them. Okay, and down here at the bottom, I'm going to replace the slingshot with the range trigger. And over here, I'm going to replace that slingshot with the range trigger. Okay, now you don't need to change anything on the range trigger, just like you didn't need to change anything on the slingshot. All right, so I'm going to minimize the slingshot. Minimize the slingshot. Actually, this is going to make a difference. I got to get rid of the slingshot. I'll get rid of the slingshot here and there. And I'll comment out the context PP, and I'm going to go into here and delete everything that you don't need. Okay. There. It's the same thing on this one. Okay. This is big stuff going forward like this. Okay, and we'll change this to a 31 range. 31 range, and this to a 19 range. Okay, and I'm going to hit save on this. This has got the ES and the NQ on it. All right, so I'll give you this layout right here. Copy. And this layout it's available from right here on the trade rules page of the website. It's this one right here, available from the trade rules page of the website. Okay, I'm just going to make sure of that. I did hit save on that a second ago, didn't I? This one. I did hit save. Okay, so let me hit it one more time and see. It should pop up exactly the way I just made it. All right, it did. Okay, so you can now get to that from there. All right, Mark, try that. All right, the setup work on any time frame? It'll work on any time frame that, yes, it will is the answer, but range bars. You want to use the range bars. This is a range trigger. You want to use range bars, but it'll work on any time frame. You know, if we bump this to like a 30-minute for a second, you can see when it pops out of the overbought and the ribbon is spread. Right here, they were sold and the ribbon is spread. It works out well. But this is on the 30-minute chart. You know, popped out of the overbought when the ribbon was spread. It worked out okay. Popped out of the oversold with the ribbon spread, and it worked out okay. You know, the risk management is different, obviously, but with the ribbon spread, it popped out of the oversold, it worked out fine. But if you want to go to like a 4 range on the ES, I was showing this yesterday. If you want to go to a smaller time frame on the ES, you know, you're not going to have any arrows or anything like that. All you get is this. The ribbon just needs to be spread. It needs to come out of the overbar, the oversold. Yeah, the ribbon is spread, you come out of the overbar, the oversold. Ribbon is spread, you come out of the overbar, the oversold. Remember, you're not in here to trade 100 times. You're in here to make the goal for the day. You get the goal for the day and you shut things off. Okay, but you can do it on any time frame. The ribbon is spread and you come out of the oversold. The ribbon is spread and you come out of the overbought in this case. The ribbon is spread and you come out of the overbought. Right? Anytime you come out of the overbought with that spread ribbon, you take the trade. It's got, well, you got to have, I mean, it's got to continue the trend. All that stuff is still true. You got to continue the trend. It's got to, you know, like every trade, this trade here needs to get a higher swing before you take this trade here. Okay. All that stuff is still true. You want to trade with the trend. And every one of these trades is going to be a trend trade because the ribbon has to be spread. That means you're in a trend. Okay, you're in a trend. Like right here, the ribbon is spread. You need to come down here, get into the oversold, and then move up. Okay. Mark, if you want to add the Russell and a YM, click on this. Then just go out to 4 like this. Go out to 4 and change the symbol in here. Change the symbol to a Russell and change it to a YM. All right, I'm going to go back to the 2 because I didn't need to do that because now those are all going to be on the wrong time frame. But that's all you do. Okay, go out to 4 like that, and now that I've done it, I gotta undo it. Actually, I don't have to undo it. I could just go here, go back here, leave this one because I did already save the changes on that. Right? Yeah, you gotta have them on the top. Did you hit copy, Mark? Did you hit copy over here? If you hit the word copy and then you save it to your own desk, you save your own workspace, then you'll have it up there on the top. If you don't hit copy, you're not going to have those things on the top. Okay, you won't have those on the top. You won't have these on the side. You gotta make sure you hit that word copy, okay? All right, so it's 9:56 already. Man, the time just flies. Okay, good, good, Mark. I showed you how to do that. So again, anybody that's in here right now, the range snipe, sorry, the TV trades range trigger. That's the one that you probably have never had before. If you're in here on the open house, you've never seen before. You have to have TradingView to get it. The ribbon is the same ribbon that we've had everywhere all the time. Since we've had a ribbon, it's the same ribbon. But the range trigger down here, that's the new one that we have, and it replaces any other slingshot that we had down there. Okay. All you have to do is have the ribbon be spread out. And if it's spread out blue, you got to come out of the oversold. If it's spread out red, you got to come out of the overbought. Okay, like right here, right now on the YM, I don't care how far back it pulls, as long as that ribbon stays spread out and we come out of the oversold right here, we're going to take a long trade. All right, so this bar right here has a low of, you see, we're on larger time frames too, so it's easier for me to bring the DOM over and show you the trade as it's setting up. So the low of this bar is right now 400. All right, the low is now 400. Now it's 399. So if you add 20 to that, 20, that's where you need to have your sell stop limit. Right, you see the low is right up here. So just add 20 to that, and that's where you have your sell stop limit, your buy stop limit. Sorry. Oops, that was crap. Let me get that back up. YM, here it is. Okay, so as price keeps going down, you got to keep moving your order. Now the low is on 391. So from 91, you're looking at 11. Right, 20 above the low of the bar. As long as the ribbon is still spread, that's what you're looking to buy. Okay, 20 above the low of the bar. I just noticed this over here on the NQ. Ribbon's all crunched up in there right now. It's getting crunched up here on the ES, and is the bottom of this still in the same place it is, 91. Okay, And on the Russell, you can see the Russell is about to do something here too. The low of this is now at 88. So this needs to go to 8. Right there. 20 above the low of the day. Watch the Russell here now too. If you remember yesterday what I said about the BBC yesterday, the low of this is now 86. So this needs to go to 6 right there. If you remember what I said yesterday about the BBC, the first pullback after the BBC cross usually holds. That's what we're getting on both of these right now, I think. So low here on the Russell is at 5.4, so you buying 7.4 on the Russell. Okay. So over here on the YM, it's 20 above the bottom of the bar. It's at 86, so that's 20 above the bottom of the bar. Over here on the Russell, you got basically the same thing. Right now, the low of this one is still at 86. As long as the low stays at 86, my order's in the right place. Okay, and the low keeps going down over here on the Russell. Okay, the Russell, I'm going to cancel that order because the ribbon just changed. Now the ribbon is still spread over here on the YM. Okay, so as long as the ribbon stays spread in blue, then we just look for that up close. Okay, none of the other ones are ready. You see that's red, that's red, that's red. So the YM is the only thing we got, and it's 10 o'clock. I don't remember if we had news come out today at 10 o'clock or not, but we're in this trade right now. Well, we're not in the trade yet. But we got the order ready, and it's in the right place. The order's in the right place right now. If you go lower, then it has to go lower. Okay, got to find out where the low of the bar was. It just changed. The low of the bar is now 85. Okay, so this needs to go one more tick. Watch the NQ over here. Watch the Russell over here. Okay, they're both spreading out. The ribbons are spreading out on the short side. We're not in the overbought on either one of those yet, but they're both setting up.
The big news is Friday. And
that's right. We have
video reports after the bell today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a big one. That's a big one. It's probably already priced in. I haven't looked at the NVIDIA stock in a long time, but it's probably already priced into it. All right, so the low of this bar is now 85, so the buy stop limit at 5 is correct. All right, now over here on the NQ, we need a down close. The high of this bar is 540.5, so it'd be 532.5 would be the down close on that. All right, so that was actually way off right there. And is this happening here on the YM yet? You have the low right here, 85. Still waiting on this YM to come together. All right, I was way off with my number over there on the NQ, so it never filled. Where I had said was way lower than where it needed to be. I did the math wrong. Still waiting on this YM thing over here. Okay, now we're still waiting on the YM. Now, the low of this bar is now 84. All right, so this goes down one more tick. The NQ, you could probably take that right there on the NQ. As a ribbon spread out, you can still see all 4 lines in there. Right? We could have probably taken that. I can't, but you could have probably taken that a minute ago. The ES did not get into the overbought, so it's not a trade. Now the YM is all the way down to 73. 73, so that brings it down to 93. 20 more than the low of the bar. Okay, so if I was just doing one market right here, I was just doing one market, not that market. I was just doing one market like this. Let's just do that. This is all we have to worry about. Below this bar right now. Let me try to do something here. Okay. All right, so all we have to worry about right now, the low of this bar right here is at whatever it says right there. It's 73. So my buy stop limit order is 20 above the low of the bar. The ribbon is spread out and we're in the oversold. We just need to come out of the oversold to give us the trade. All right, if it pops out of the oversold, it's going to trigger the trade. Everything I said yesterday about the first pullback to the BBC after you get across to the BBC, that's coming into play right now. Okay. It's a larger time frame, David. So you'll probably see less of that on a larger time frame. So here we're still looking, the low is now 84. It wasn't really 84. Let's click on this bar. The low is 84. How did that change? Now the low of this bar is 370, so this needs to go to 390. Yeah, well, now the ribbon's getting crunched up. After all that work, ribbon got crunched up, so we're not going to take a trade here. All right, so what we need to do is find another market that is ready to go. Right here, the ribbon is not spread, the ribbon is not spread, the ribbon is not spread. Okay. Crude inventory at 10:30. Sorry, I'm making a drink. I don't usually do that. Don't usually do that. Unless you guys need to hear is me. Slurp on my drink. All right, so we are just waiting. The news that came out, let me go check out what the news was. Okay, the news is right here in Econ calendar. I know we have the biggest news on Friday. I thought we had some other stuff coming up though. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, today's Wednesday. So 10:30 we have crude inventories coming up. In the pre-market we had all this low impact stuff. And this afternoon we have some auctions, some bond auctions. If you're trading bonds, you want to pay attention to that. And tomorrow in the pre-market, we do have some high impact stuff coming out tomorrow morning in the pre-market. Okay, we have a whole bunch of medium impact stuff that used to be high impact, but this thing is showing it as medium impact. Then we have high impact. Initial jobless claims are showing that as high impact. Pending home sales, that used to be high impact too. But Friday is all the big stuff. Friday, they're treating this because Friday is the last day of the month, last business day of the month. Usually this stuff comes out on the first Friday of the month, but because Friday is the last business day of the month, they're putting it all out on Friday. So be able to deal with that over the weekend. Don't be long over the weekend. All right, so while I was showing you all that, I missed this, and we're in the overbought here, but the ribbon's crunched up. We finally got the up close here, but the ribbon got crunched up on us, so I took it off. We'll see if it ends up giving us something else over there. All right, for everybody who's in here, all you need to have on your chart is the ribbon and this little guy down here. Okay. Now I'll save this workspace and I'll give it to you guys too. Right, this layout. Sorry, this layout. I'll give you this layout too. The ES is pulled back up. We could get a trade here on the ES. The ribbon is spread out again. It's pulled back up right in the overbought. There's a chance on that one. Okay, it's got a high here, 37.50, so it would be 35.50. Get it down closer at 35.50 on the ES. That's going to be a trade. Still 35.50. Now 35.75. Now 36. Here it is. Okay. Now 36. We need the down close split out of the overbought. Right, now the ribbon just crunched up, so nothing. Nothing. What was I going to show you? Oh, I know what I was doing. I was taking this. A copy of this. This is shareable, right? Yes, it is. Give you a copy of this too if you want it. I'll stick it out here. Paste. Send. I'll put it out in the other box. Paste. Send. There you go. All right. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was gonna go here. So if I go here, in here, on the YM, we haven't taken any trade over there yet, so I need that to pull back and get into the oversold. The ribbon is spread on that. We need to pull back into the oversold. And on the ES, I canceled that order, thank goodness. And let's just sign out of this. All right. Back here, the ribbon is crunched up, the ribbon is crunched up, the ribbon is kind of crunched up. The ribbon is spread over here on the YM, but we need it to give us, a little bit something more here. Okay, and up close. Let's get a low here of 96, 96.06, 16, 20 ticks above that. It's in a different place, your ES slingshot. Do you only have one going down there, Mark? Or do you have more? That's because on the other ones, Mark, you probably have the context PP. You need to put the regular context on there. Yes, I should be able to do that for you. LEW. Uh-oh. It's not giving me any information over here. And it really should be. All right, so we don't have any orders anywhere right now. That one on the YM where I had my order waiting is no good because the ribbon got crunched up. Flat ribbon, flat ribbon. The ribbon's kind of spread out here on the Russell. We need a down close. It's going to get us into the oversold, but that will crunch out a ribbon some. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Okay. Oops, I think my mic was off when I said all that. I'm not sure. How do you set the cross with the dash lines? You mean this right here? The cursor thing, Dan? That would be up here, I think. Crosshair. Click on canvas and crosshair. You see that it was this thing right here. Chart settings. Canvas and crosshair. And Mark, I don't know if my mic was on or not. You need to put the context PP on. You go to indicators, just put the context PP on, and you only need those 4 things turned on within the context PP. That's all you need to do. Okay. Now the NQ is starting to spread out again here. Okay. So the ribbon spread out. We need to get into the oversold and get it to come out of the oversold. We didn't end up with anything over here because it got all crunched up again. Now each one of these did end up moving up the way it should when it came out of the oversold. But I was just kind of concerned about the ribbon being so crunched up. So I know we don't have as many trades as we normally do when we're on a larger time frame like this, but the trades that we do have are good ones most of the time. Okay, so the crude inventories are due to come out here in 12 minutes. We need a down close on this bar to get this into the oversold. Give us an opportunity for a long trade there. This did not get into the oversold, not giving us an opportunity. This one did, but the ribbon got crunched up, so I didn't do anything with it. This one, the ribbon is all crunched up, and we're in a weekly trading zone, so we're not going to do anything with that. This bar closed up, not down, so that kind of screws things up a little bit. Okay. Now we need another down close to get this into the oversold. You'd think we had some news coming out right now, but we don't, as far as I know. Hang on. I'm trying to create a new password. What did I do wrong with that? Crap. All right, so we didn't end up with a trade there. We didn't end up with a trade here. We didn't end up with a trade here. We needed to come out of the oversold on all those things, and it didn't. Okay. Okay, wow, that took forever. All right, so ribbon is spread here. We're not in the oversold. We've been waiting for this to get down to the oversold to go straight here on the NQ. It hasn't happened. On the ES right here, you know, I was showing yesterday, and one of the questions was earlier, does it work on other time frames? If you go to a 4 range, let's just see what this looks like on a 4 range once it populates. Okay, you just want the ribbon to be spread, right? You want a ribbon spread, you come onto the oversold, you have a trade. Okay, it doesn't have to be off the ribbon. It doesn't have to touch the ribbon. Okay, I was just doing this as an example for you because we're not getting a whole bunch of trades here. We need this to go down into the oversold. So we bump this down to a 15 range. Darn, ribbon's still not spread. When the ribbon is spread, if you come out of the oversold, in this case, okay, you can jump around to different time frames if you want to. There. So finally on the 31 range, we get a trade, and I wasn't looking at it. It would have been the up close right here, and it already went enough, I think, to get the stop to break even. 66 up to 70 and a quarter, so it went 17 ticks. That is enough to get the stop to break even. So I missed that one that we're waiting for all that time on the NQ. And on the ES, I probably missed something there too. No, I didn't. Okay, good. We're still kind of jammed up in a weekly trading zone here on the ES. Over here on the YM, we are just going sideways. All right. So my lesson plan for today, guys, we're in the lesson plan time right now. Now I got to create a new lesson plan because the stuff in the lesson plan, there's stuff in here that doesn't apply to anything anymore. Like we don't have the outer bands. So we don't have those anymore. Difference separation within the slingshot, DT Pro, and Ninja. I'll go over it, but we don't really have that. The slingshot, we don't really have a slingshot anymore. We have a range trigger. So I'll add range trigger down here. Oops. I'll add range trigger. And I'm going to put that off because we're not using it right now, but the leg lengths we still have. So we'll do these things in the lesson plan today, and I'll brush over the other things. Okay, because people still have DT Pro and Ninja Trader and TradingView. On DT Pro and Ninja Trader. But we don't have any trades right here, right now, right at the moment. Okay. All right, so I was waiting to get a trade set up. I actually a little while ago, I had set here on the yes right now. Spread that out. Let's really spread it out. 36.75 down to 34.75 on the yes. Okay. Now this isn't the prettiest thing because the yes is all choppy right here at the weekly trading zone, so it's not really the best trade setup to be looking at. But all you're looking for is to have the ribbon spread out, and it's just barely spread out if you move it up like that. And a down close that is going to pull you out of the overbought is all you need for the trade setup, okay? So the yes is kind of putting it together right now, kind of. It's the only one. The other one's the ribbon is flat there. The ribbon is spread out here, but you're going into a weekly trading zone. You could still probably do that on the Russell. We'll see what it looks like when it happens. But you see, this is a 19 range. This is a 19 range. This is a 7 range. This is a 31 range. Okay, the yes did not happen, so I'm going to pause this and cancel the order I had waiting. See, on the yes, I had my sell stop limit waiting down there. Cancel that now. The NQ is starting to spread out bullish. The Russell is spread out bullish, but it needs to pull back, get into the oversold and come out of the oversold. And the YM looks like it's going to start to spread out bearish. Okay. Now, let's go here. Wait a second. Something is just not working right today with this. Ah, that's the problem. I see the problem. Okay. In here. All right, so we're starting to spread out the ribbon here. It is spread out nicely over here on the NQ. We need to pull back here on the Russell. We finally got it spread out. Now the up close on this is going to put us pretty close to the weekly trading zone. All right, the up close on this bar would be 6.7 up to 8.7. We're pretty close to the weekly trading zone. The weekly trading zone is right up there. Hang up this on it. All right. So the NQ almost has a trade here. Okay, so on the NQ right now, the ribbon is nice and spread. We need this to get into the oversold and then come out of the oversold for a trade setup. On the Russell, we are in the oversold. The ribbon is spread there as well. It's going right into a weekly trading zone. It should pull it right into the zone. If it does trigger, the low of this bar is 6.8, so it'd be 8.8 is what you'd be buying on that. We need a down close on this bar over here on the NQ to get this down into the oversold. Right, to get that down into the oversold. Over here on the YM, ribbon is starting to spread out. We need that to get into the overbought, so we need an up close there to get that into the overbought. Okay, simple, right? Simple stuff. Now we're in the oversold here on the NQ. So you'd be looking for 8 points above the bottom of the bar is what you're going to be looking for on that NQ. still looking for it. 8 points above the bottom of the bar. It's 74.75 up to 82.75 right now. See the bottom of the bar? If you look at the low right up here, the bottom of the bar is now 73.25, so it'd be 81.25 right now. Would be the up close. 8 points from the bottom of the bar. 73.75, now it's 72. Now the rib just got crunched up, so I'm not going to do anything with it. Cancel that. The ribbon's crunched up over here in the Russell. Cancel that. The ES is the only one that's not crunched up, and it's going right into a zone, so I'm not going to do anything with that. The YM over here is starting to spread out on the short side, but we're not in the overbought. We just need not to get into the overbought. Okay, now arguably over there on the NQ. The reason I say arguably over there is because when it up closed, it just about spread the ribbon apart there when it up closed. Okay, just about gave you what you were looking for when it gave you the up close and pulled onto the oversold. That's why I say arguably there. It's, you know, it is what it is here. So am I, oh crap, I don't have it going. All right, so we just had the up close over here on the ribbon and the NQ, and it just gave us 4% profit. And I was trying to show you the whole thing and do a recording of this, and it just didn't work. The trade did, but the recording didn't. So let me shut the recording part off. I'm trying to do too many things. All right. So on the Russell right now, we're at minus 20 on the Russell. Now this right here is also a trade on the Russell. Okay, it separated the ribbon just a little bit. If I spread it out like this, you can see all 4 lines in the ribbon. I'm trying to get long right there. It hasn't filled yet. Here it is. I'm trying to get long, but it hasn't filled yet. And now it's too late. Okay, it's already gone 10 ticks into profit. All right, so this needs to put in a higher swing. It didn't quite put in the higher swing right there. Almost, but not quite. This one here I didn't do because it was going right into the zone. This one here, did I do that? I don't think I did that. And this one over here, we're waiting for it to get into the overbought. The ribbon is spread out enough to take a short trade. We just need to get into the overbought and come out of the overbought. But do you see how simple it is? If you look at just one market, or just 2 markets, and all you have to do is wait for it to come out of the overbought or the oversold with the ribbon spread. And you know, I want to do the larger time frame. If you don't like the larger time frame, because the stop's going to be bigger, like on the 31, my stop is 36 ticks. I don't know, on 31. On the NQ, my stop is 36 ticks. Now, if that's too much for you, you can do micros. You can use the same larger time frame, but do micros. Okay. Okay. Something. This did end up going up, but I can't believe I didn't do that Russell trade. I thought I was going to try the Russell trade. It must have got too crunched. I'm minus 20 on the Russell right now. I'm plus 21 on the YM. Plus 144 on the NQ. And I am no trades at all on the ES. So we're oversold, but the ribbon is crunched. We're not going to have anything there. We're overbought. Now on the YM, a down close here on the YM would be a trade. 67 down to 47 on the YM. Let me bring that over so you can watch it. Here it is. Try this. Start recording. All right, so on the YM right now, we're in the overbought. The ribbon is spread. You want to be 20 ticks away from the top of the bar. If I hover over this, you can see where the high of the bar is right there. The bar is at 67. 20 ticks away from that because we're on a 19 range bar. Okay. So if we do just one market, if we watch just one market here, just the right one? No. If we watch just one market here, this one, and this is all you have to do is wait for this to happen, right? The high on this bar is 67, right here, 67. So 20 ticks below that is 47. If we get a down close, it should pull it out of the overbought. Should pull it out of the overbought on the down close. And when it does that, it should trigger us into the trade. And there it is. It did, and it did. Now we got 1 tick of slip, so I'm gonna move my stop 1 tick. Now after 4 ticks, 10 ticks in profits. After 10 ticks in profits, once it gets down to 36 right here, we'll move our stop to break even. Okay. Now it should go down through the prior swing low. The swing low is right here at 330. So the swing low is down here. It's just gonna go 2 more ticks. 2 more ticks. There it is. We'll hit the break even button. Bump the stop to break even. Now we got down to the 30 level, so it should bounce from that level. So I'm going to lock in 5 ticks on this because it'll probably bounce from that 30 level right there. Okay, I'm going to lock in, actually, I was going to lock in 10 ticks because it'll probably bounce from the 30 level. And we're out with 5. It is bouncing from the 30 level. All that. Well, that's how you do it anyway. I didn't really get much out of the trade, but that's all you have to do right there. Okay, so I wasn't looking at the ribbon, and I wasn't looking at the NQ over here a minute ago. I did give you this one here on the NQ that would have just stopped you out. Let's pull back up to test the ribbon right here, but we're going to wait on that. This didn't put in a lower swing. It bounced right there where I thought it was going to bounce at 30. It came all the way back up. Okay. You are welcome, Wayne. Stop loss and break even on the 31 range. I go to break even after 15 ticks, Dave, so roughly 4 points. Go to break even, stop loss. It's a 36 by 48 bracket that I use on the 31 range. Okay. 36 by 48 bracket. That's why I have 3 trades over there. They were all 48 tick wins. That one, and that one. Okay. So again, if the stop is too much for you, if 36 ticks is too much for you, you don't want to risk 170 bucks a trade. I think that's right. 100, whatever it is, 160, 170 bucks a trade. If you don't want to risk that much per trade, go to the micros. You can do it with the micros. You can trade 3 or 4 micros, or you can trade 5 of them, and that'll cut the stop in half. If you trade half as many micros, you can trade the same stuff, cut your stop in half. Right now, the NQ. This is what the NQ looks like. This is what the MNQ looks like. Right, you probably don't want to go to the MNQ if you're going to trade the micros. Go to the actual chart, but it's very similar, and you would do the same exact thing. Okay, you'd be looking at the same exact thing. It's not exactly the same as the NQ, but it's pretty close. Okay, that is what. I mean, the micros. When the micros first came out, it wasn't a good time to be doing it when it's brand new like that, because the commissions were too much, the margins were too much, they weren't liquid enough. But now they're more liquid than the regular contract. They're more liquid than they are, and the commissions are down to like 50 cents, and you can trade them really well now. Steven, I thought it would bounce at that level because it was a prior swing low. That's why, I say all the time, when you're trailing your stop, I let it trail pretty loose until it gets to the prior swing low, and then I tighten it up, because usually it's going to bounce there at that prior swing low, and I don't want to lose all my profit. I should have actually locked in 10 ticks. I was going to lock in 10 ticks, but it pulled back. The question was, why did I think it would bounce at the 30 level? I don't know why. That is why I thought that. Okay. Now, it is 10:39. I haven't even started the lesson plan yet, but the lesson plan's got less stuff in it today. But it's still important that we go through the stuff that's in the lesson plan, because it's good stuff for everybody to know. All right. Now, let me scroll through here and see who all is watching right now. All right. If you're in here on the open house and you haven't taken a free trial, if you're in here and you don't have access to this down here, some of you guys, if you're not Passport, well, I didn't just randomly go out and give this to everybody. You got to ask me for it, and then we'll figure out who's eligible for it. Look, the crude inventories didn't do anything to the market, but something just caused this gap right here. Gap here on the NQ and a gap here on the ES. I don't know what it was, but I didn't have any orders waiting anywhere. So I didn't get any fills that I didn't expect or anything like that. Okay. Going to start the lesson plan. Okay, let me fill out the spreadsheet. I haven't filled that out yet today. Now the spreadsheet, I am logged in properly. Okay, I had all kinds of issues logging in this morning. So the spreadsheet this month. We only have a couple days left of this month. Today is 8/28. Can you believe that? On the NQ right now, we're at 144 ticks. On the Russell right now, we're at -20. And on the YM, we're at +26. So we're at $750 a contract right now. We don't have anything on the ES. This morning, it took 12 minutes again. Today, it took 3 trades to get to $2,800. Okay, total number of trades so far is pretty small, 7. This becomes 20. This becomes 161, 76, 323. Is that right? 323. Yes. This becomes 161, 323. There. All right, so if you're going to read the spreadsheet, you can read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. So far today, we're up 144 ticks on the NQ. We're -20 ticks on the Russell, +26 ticks on the YM, and we're break even over here on the ES. That puts us at +$750 with one contract so far this morning. Today, with 20 contracts, it took 12 minutes and 3 trades to get to the goal for the day. The goal, again, is to get to $100, to make this be $100, right? Now, I did that. I started out the day with a +5 on the Russell. Then I stopped out on the Russell, so it was -20 on the Russell, and then I got a +48 on the NQ. So that put us, let me just make sure I got the number right there. Okay. So we started out with 5, then we had a -25, then a +48. Was that 28 times 5 times 20? 2,800, yeah. Okay, so that's right. So we ended up with $2,800 when we got the goal for the day. On a month now, we're at 10,120. So over the next 2 days, to make this our best month yet, between now and the next 2 days, we need this number to get above that number. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, we have some good volatility coming up the next couple of days, so we could do it. But over 20 business days so far this month, we're averaging $506 per contract. That is with one contract. I've gone 161 days this year hitting the goal, so we got the goal every day this year. And 76 days since my last blue day, 323 days. Those are all business days, by the way, since my last red day. And so on the year now, we're at $68,072 over 161 business days, averaging $422 per contract per 2-hour business day. On the year, I'm sorry, the 24/20 blueprint, if you started with one contract, you'd be trading 8 right now. And look, you'd be just under 100 grand right now. You started with one contract in January. You quit trading when you got the goal for the day and added one contract a month. You'd be on 8 contracts right now. You would have had to work 50.5 hours. And you'd be averaging $1,962 an hour. Over here right now, if you started with me last year, you'd be on 20 contracts right now, same 50.58 hours, and you'd be averaging $7,396 an hour. Okay, so 2 more days to get that up to 7,400. We should be able to do that, I think. Depends how quickly we get the goal in the next 2 days, if that goes up or down. Right? If I get the goal really quick, then that number usually goes up quite a bit. Even if I just get the goal, like even if I just barely get the goal. Like tomorrow, we'll say 3 minutes, and we in one trade and $2,000. Does that do it? 74.28. But if it takes me 60 minutes, the number of trades doesn't matter, but the goal number is the same. See, that drops it down quite a bit. So it's the time that it takes me to get the goal for the day that's going to make that matter tomorrow. The number I'm at when I get the goal is important too, but the time aspect is the big one. All right, so I gave you guys a link to this, right? So the numbers on the right are goal-based. On the left side is the 2-hour session totals. These right here, all this is just getting the goal. It's following the 2420 blueprint, right? That's all following 2420 blueprint. And this over here is the whole duration of the morning session. So this is, like right now I'm at $10,120 for all the trading that I did in the morning session. Now, I don't trade for 2 hours every morning. I trade for about an hour every day. So this works out to about 161 days, 161 hours, roughly 200 hours, we'll say, because some days I do trade a lot more. Checking that on Fridays. So we'll say 161. And we could just say 200 hours, we'll say. And 200 hours, we're at 1.13 million right now. If you were to do the math on that, what is the number? The exact number? 1134202. 1134202 divided by, say, 200 hours, 56.71 an hour. So that was adding extra hours onto this. So quitting when you get the goal for the day is better. It takes time. It takes a lot longer, and it's tough not to be greedy and not to keep trading and all that stuff. But if you can consistently get your goal for the day, then eventually you'll be up to 20 contracts. Now, I really, honestly, with the markets that we trade, trading 20 contracts is kind of a pain for me, because I'm trading 20 contracts. I'm getting a lot of slippage, and you can see it in the time it takes me to get my goal for the day. So we'll go back and, like at the beginning of the year, or we'll go to last year when I was at 10 contracts in October, right? If we go look at that really quick. I know I'm getting a little off here, but last year in October, in 10 contracts, I traded 617 minutes in 22 days. Okay, 617 minutes in 22 days. So what is that? Let me just bring this up. 617 divided by 22. So I averaged 28 minutes getting my goal in October. And then I realized something now that I didn't realize back then that's making those numbers better. But it was harder for me to get my goal back then. I mean, I know this 28 minutes average per day is more than we have right now, but that's because I figured out that that thing where if I, in the pre-market, if I start at 927 instead of 915, because back then I was starting at 915, I think. If I start at 927 and I have a trade set up, usually that trade setup is going to give me the goal for the day. Back then I didn't have that little trick, because like right now, we only have 52 minutes over, 256 minutes over 20 days. So if you do the math on that, 256 divided by 20, we're averaging 12.8 minutes so far. So I'm skewing the numbers here by figuring out that thing starting at 927. Anyway, I'm missing some nice trades in here, but I want to get into the lesson plan with you anyway. Let's just go through the trades that I missed while I was doing all that. All right, you see the ribbon is spread here. You had your down close right there. Bang, 48 ticks. Ribbon spread here, the down close right there. Bang, 48 ticks. Ribbon spread here, down close right there. 48 ticks. There's another 144 ticks I could add right there. It could be it. 288 ticks right now, easily. The ES didn't have that many trades, but did have a nice one right there. And I don't know what's going on right now, why the markets are tanking like this. But that's it, Gordon. So I went through all that just because you asked. This over here is the total with the number of contracts that we have on. All right, this is with one contract. This is with 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So far this month in the room, we're up $202,400 with 20 contracts on. Okay, that's where we stand, and those are gross numbers. You know, the commissions, you have to figure the commission for that, but figure the commission. This over here, you know, I figured I had this built in here for the longest time with a $5 round turn and an $8 round turn. Now I don't pay $5 round turn, and nobody should be paying $8 round turn either. You know, I don't pay half that. Maybe I pay half that, roughly half that. So, but net with one contract right now would be 86.70. With 20 contracts, twice that much. 20 times that much, sorry. So that's where we stand on the day of the month, the year, all that stuff. Now, the lesson plan. I want to do the lesson plan with you because, I mean, I know it's because we changed to this limited set of indicators. Where the heck is it? Here it is. Because we changed to the limited set of indicators that we have on here. We cut out all the things that we had been using to simplify it for everybody. Oops, I want to do this. To simplify it for everybody. We cut out all those other things. We went to a larger time frame to make it just easier. Make everything easier. And you can see in here, everything is just so much easier. All you have to have is a spread ribbon and a pull out of the overbought or oversold. And it doesn't have to hit the ribbon on the pullback. Right? The ribbon's just got to be spread. It doesn't have to hit it. It doesn't matter that this hit it right here. It's okay that it did, but it doesn't matter that it did. Okay, so down here is I look at this part of the lesson plan, right? We have the range trigger down here. Now the range trigger, this is a TV Trades range trigger. To get access to that, you have to be a passport person, or you have to be an active mentoring person to get in here. You get access to it while you're on the trial. I'll give you access to it on the trial. But you have to be a passport person to have it on your desktop, or be in this room to watch it on my desktop. Okay, those are the two ways you get access to it. You get access to it by being in a room to watch it on my desktop, or you become a passport person and you get to get it on your desktop. If you're already passport, that's great. And if you don't have it and you're already passport, just send me your login ID for TradingView. Okay, and I'll give it to you. If you are not passport, you can upgrade to passport to get it on your desktop so you're not just watching it in the room in the morning. Okay. And you know, if you're mentoring and you're in the room every day, well, then you get it right here. You don't put it on your desktop. You don't get it on your desktop. You get it in the room. You can put the ribbon on your desktop. That part you can do. But this you're going to have to watch on my desktop. Right? That's the way that is going to work. Now, if you're in here and you're on the open house, you know, I'll put together some kind of an email at some point today and send it out and explain all this information to you. We need to get into the lesson plan. It's not 10:53. I haven't even started the lesson plan. The lesson plan is going to be a lot quicker today because, you know, when I cover the range trigger part, no, I'm going to breeze over the the other things that are in here, like the slingshot, the divergence separation, the outer bands. I'm not going to touch the outer bands. All right, divergence separation with the slingshot, I'll cover that a little bit. The leg lengths is a big one, and the range trigger is a big one. So the range trigger is simple. No, it's simple. You shut everything else off. Here, let's use, I don't know, we'll use the Emini. Okay, and we'll shut everything else off. All right, so on the range trigger, you're only looking for two things. Looking for commodity overbought or commodity oversold. And it just has to be with the trend. Okay, that's it. That's as simple as it is. There's nothing else that you need to do. If it's trending and it comes out of the overbought, you have a trade. All right. Now, leg lengths, I think, was part of the lesson plan for today, so we're going to cover that too. That does play into every trade that you take, right? So the leg lengths, you know the market's always going up, and then it pulls it back, and then it goes up, and then it pulls back, and then it goes up, and it doesn't go any higher anymore. And then when it pulls back, it exceeds that, right? And so then you have a trend change right there. When you get that trend change, you look for price to pull back up and start going back down, and pull back up and start going back down. And this time went all the way down to there. Pull back up and go back down. Pull back up, and this one went back down right here, but it didn't exceed the swing low. And now it's pulled back up even more. And so there's potential that this is going to change the trend right here and pull down and start going up, right? That's what it looks like right here. This is what it looks like. This is what the trend is like. This is the leg lengths and all this stuff. Now, you expect the market to go up and down like this, right? And so every leg length is important. You expect that to repeat itself here, repeat itself there, and this to repeat itself here, all right? Repeat itself there. And as long as you have that, you have an orderly market. That's kind of what we had right here. And then when the market gets weak, it doesn't exceed the prior swing high. You still get the bounce, but it doesn't exceed the prior swing high. And then it starts turning the other way, you exceed the prior swing low. So like right here, we would have this pullback like this, and it wouldn't exceed the prior swing high like this, right? And then exceeds the prior swing low like that. And then it starts going the other way, right? Now, when it's going up like this, you're looking for these pulls out of the oversold, right? When it's going up like that. But every time you get one of these, you want to make sure that it exceeds the prior swing high. You want to make sure it exceeds that prior swing high because these leg lengths count. And when it stops exceeding that prior swing high, like you got this one right here, that went up, you still get the trade set up, but it stops exceeding the prior swing high, you don't trade in that direction anymore, all right? Now the ribbon is going to do all this. The ribbon is going to be going up like this, it's going to be going up like that, and then eventually it's going to cross over, and then it's going to be going down like this. And so you got to have the ribbon spread out. The ribbon is going to tell you the trend that you're in, all right? And so when you're in a downtrend, the ribbon is spread out, going down, it's red and going down. You're looking to commodity overbought, all right? Looking to commodity overbought. That's what the range trigger is used for, is to get you in the trade with the trend. What you have to do is make sure the ribbon is spread out and make sure that you're in a trend. You're getting a new swing low. Okay, you see right down here, we didn't get a new swing low, so we're not in a trend anymore. All right, so this one right here wouldn't be anything. And this one right here has the potential for being a long trade. If I put the ribbon back on right now, you'll see that it's probably starting to cross over and give us a long look almost. It's probably not completely right there. That's why the leg lengths are so important. You need to understand the leg lengths, right? The markets are always doing the same thing. They're going up and up and up, and then they go sideways a little bit, and then they go down, down, down. They don't usually just go up and then down, right? They go up and then they get weak, like it did right here. They go up and get weak, and then they go down. And then they go down and get weak, like it did right here, and then they go up. Okay? So it's important that you understand the leg lengths because it's right here in front of you, day after day after day after day. It's the same thing every single day. Right? And this is, I just chose the NQ, but we could look at any one of these markets and do the same thing. Here's the ES. Okay. And if I get rid of the ribbon on the ES, you look at the same stuff. Over here, and that was yesterday. Okay, so over here it was pretty choppy all day today. It wasn't really giving you anything to work with all day. But if you do the same thing with the ES, we really didn't have anything to work with. That's probably why we don't have any ES trades yet. But here it went down, put in a lower swing, came up, did not put in a higher swing, went down, just barely put in a lower swing. So in here, the ribbon's going to be all choppy and sideways in here, right? Put in just a tiny bit lower swing right here, 1 tick lower. This was 1 tick lower. So you don't really have any kind of a trend. Then right here, it puts in a higher high. So it gives you the look that it might be going up. Right here, it doesn't put in a lower low. It doesn't really put in a higher high compared to this. So you're in this range starting back here, all the way over here. You're in this range all day so far. You're all jammed up in that range. And so it's going back and forth, and you're not really thinking you're going to trade anything in there because it's not getting out of there. You're not trending. So that kind of brings us kind of to where we are, I think. We go over a little bit more. See it stay. I'm just trying to slide it and keep it steady so it stays in that range. And there, we finally broke out of the range. Over here, we finally got out of the range. And once we broke out of the range, you had your pullback, right? Right in here. Oops, sorry. You had your pullback right here, where it broke out of the range, came back. Here's your trade. Now, we didn't pull back far enough to get into the overbought, so we didn't get an actual trade there. So if I do this, slide it over some more, here we finally get into the overbought and we come out of the overbought. So there's our first trade, right? As far as the trend goes, we had this move down, then the move up, then the move down that exceeded the prior swing low, then a move up that got us to right here. And this is where our trade was, right here, right? Right here was our trade. Let me use something else so it sticks with it when I move it over. Hang on a sec. Come on, man. There we go. All right. So this is our trade right here where it comes out of the overbought. Say over 1 bar. That's the trade. Okay. Did not put in a lower swing. It gave you the trade, went enough to take some profit, did not put in a lower swing. So you wait and you wait. Here it almost put in a higher swing. It got higher than this one, but it didn't get higher than that one. So that makes it kind of choppy. Now it did put in a new lower swing. Okay, so now if we get rid of all that stuff, you see how all that worked in here, right? It put in the lower swing right here. It finally got down, put in a lower swing. So now we're looking for the pullback and the push down. When we get the pullback, this should get up into the overbought. And as long as the ribbon is still spread out, you're looking for a down close. Does that make sense? I erase all these drawings right now. That's just the way the markets work over and over and over and over. And if you throw the ribbon on here, we're using the ribbon to give us the trend. Right in here, the ribbon was all crunched up all day, no trend. Until right here, it was spread out. So we had this first opportunity right here was the first opportunity. The next one was right here, second opportunity. And we have the third opportunity coming up over here. The ribbon is spread out again, so you have the third opportunity, right? It's pretty clear, right? Easy to see all that. We had to wait all friggin' day for this to happen. And now here it is. And so we have an opportunity right in there. It's an opportunity. We're at the low of the day right here. This is the low of the day. But this down close, it looks like this pulled out of the overbought just a little bit right there. It looks like it pulled out of the overbought just a tiny bit right there. Now tomorrow I'm going to go into how to read the DOMs and you'll be able to see where you think price should go right now, like the low of the day and all that. I'll go into that tomorrow. But that's it. And it's the same on every market. Like back here when we did the NQ, I didn't have the ribbon on there. But when I drew everything on there, I mean, I can draw it again for you right now, and you can see. I'll draw it with the markup all the way over here. So we're current. Okay, so the way it was going, you had your move up, you move down, you move up, you move down. Right here, it stopped going up, then it started going down, then up, then down, then up, then down. Now in here, you had a couple ups and downs in here where it pulled back enough to give you a trade setup. Okay, a couple of them right in there were pulled back enough to give you a trade setup. Then it went up, and it went down, and it went up. And again, right here, you had enough. It will pull back to give you a trade setup. And it went down, and in here, enough to give you a trade setup. And it went down. Did not lower swing, so you're not interested in anything here, right? Got choppy right here. I'm pretty sure the ribbon is going to be flat right there, so you don't have anything. Then it pulled down right here. It probably started to look like a long trade in there, but it didn't give it to you. Then right here it pulled up and it went down. So right here you have this trade right here. Right now, right here it pulled up again, but it didn't pull up enough to give you a trade setup. So that's what it looks like if you just draw on it in hindsight, right? Just draw on it in hindsight. You say this is what it did, but you know that that's what to expect on a market. And if we just drop the ribbon back on there, you'll see that in here, the ribbon didn't spread out until in here. So we only had this trade right here, where it was kind of spread out right there. I don't know what time that was, 10:20. In here we had all these pullbacks right here, but the ribbon wasn't spread. Right here was the first one. You could have taken that, you could have taken that, you could have taken that, you could have taken that. Actually, this one, no, but this one right here, because this didn't put in a lower swing, so you couldn't take that one. You wouldn't be interested in anything right here, and you could have taken this. Just trying to get the goal for the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times right there. And that's all in the last half hour, roughly 40 minutes. Just trying to get the goal for the day. Now that is not complicated. This is you can turn on and know as soon as you put it on. Right? You don't have to be a genius to figure this out. You don't have to practice over and over and over again. You can learn this in a couple of days. So you practice and do this in demo in a couple of days. Now we want you to get 10 consecutive days of profitability in a demo, and that's still a thing. But this is not complicated. There's not a lot of rules. This is not. It's not the same as what we're doing before. Now, and what we're doing before is great. We had our best years. Actually, best years were before we started doing this. Mid-22 was our best year. It was before we started doing all this stuff on trading. We were still doing it in DT Pro and Ninja Trader. But all this stuff where you had all the rules and all the arrows, we had all these crutches. And eventually the crutches got cumbersome. They were just human crutches. So we switched it. So you don't have so many crutches because you don't need them. Right? With this tool down here at the bottom, it now simplifies everything so that there are just so many opportunities on the ES right now. The ribbon is spread. You need the down close of this bar. 2250 down to 2050 is what you're looking for on a down close there on that. I think. I think I was actually short from over here a few minutes ago. From 2050 back here, I went all the way down here and it came all the way back up and it gave a trade in the same spot. Anyway, that's all you need this for down here, right? And the leg lengths, it's important to understand the leg lengths because they let you know in real time what's going on in the market. In real time, you know if the market's flattening out, you know if the market's, if the trend is weakening. We put in the lower swing, we're getting a deep pullback. If the pullback gets up above this level right here, the trend is weak. Right? Now, the fact that we're doing so much with the ribbon right now and not using all the other things, all the other crutches where we had the context, the price had pulled back and hit the ribbon. It could hit the ribbon if the context was right. And all those other things are qualifying and disqualifying. It all worked and we used it all. And the way that we got there was by adding things to help make it easier to see and easier to do over the years. But every now and then, you just got to say, okay, that's too much to look at. And this is kind of like what we did way back in the beginning. Way back in the beginning, well, actually, way back in the beginning, the slingshot was 3 different slingshots. It was 3 different things. And then we combined them all, and then it was 3 different things all on top of each other. It was crazy back in the beginning. The slingshot, I said I was going to breeze over this. This is what the slingshot looked like way back in the beginning. Now, when we calmed it down and we tamed it, this is what it looked like. But before it looked like that, it looked like this. That's what it looked like before we calmed it down. You see how that's a lot to look at? You have to refresh your chart. Let's just refresh your chart. Click on this thing right here. If you gave me the right ID. Oh, you know what? I wasn't able to do it. Sorry, I had trouble on that computer. I wasn't able to do it for you. Let me sign off of this and sign back on and see if I can do it for you over there. Yeah, I was having trouble on that computer. I tried to do it and your name wasn't coming up. Okay, so now I'm trying to do it again over there and it just locked up on me. Yes, but that's what it looks like. And that was, a long time ago. And then we broke it down. It used to be 3 separate indicators that were laid on top of each other. They were called the cycle. We had 3 different cycles, 3 different times overlaid on top of each other. And then we picked through it and found out what we really needed. And we only needed the S1 fast and the S3 cycle. Okay, that's all we really needed. And then when it came to TradingView, I got it down to just using, I was able to move all the information I derived from this onto this. And that again is where we had all those things on price. So then we only needed the slingshot down there, the ultimate slingshot down there, just to trigger us into the trades. Well, trigger the arrows, right? It was to trigger the arrows. And it always triggered the arrow, whether it gave a higher swing or a lower swing or anything like that. It always triggered the arrow. Now I'm not triggering any arrows or anything like that. The only thing, let me see if I can do this over here for you again. Okay, it looks like I can. Sign in. And we'll see if that, it's going to be difficult, only a little bit, hopefully. 798-702. Okay, so I should be able to give you access to that over here. And new users, LEW. That did not work right. Click on that, click add new users, click there, L. IS K I. Hang on, I gotta look at what your ID was again. Hold on. Here it is. You. Hey, there's only one of you. Oops. No, I did that wrong. So I'm gonna go fix it. Okay, now you're in there. So now if you refresh your charts, you'll have it. Okay, so with this slingshot, we derived a whole bunch of things from this. Like you had to have this kind of separation divergence is what we called it, between the cycle, which is the red and blue line, and the green line, right? When you had that kind of separation, usually price would be in favor of a move up. You'd have a pullback. This shows the pullback, and then you jump down the pullback and you get ready and you take profit on the move up. All right, that's the way that it worked in the past. You pull away from the long term, you go back to the long term. You pull away from the long term, you go back to the long term. You pull away from the long term, you go back to the long term. We don't need that anymore. All right, we don't need that anymore, so I'll just get rid of it. We don't have any arrows anymore, right? We did arrows, we don't have those anymore. All we have is the ribbon, right? If the ribbon is spread and you come out of the overbought, you have a trade. If it's spread red, come out of the overbought, you have a trade. As long as you have a trend, you have a lower swing, you're coming off a lower swing, then you have a trade, right? Again and again and again. All you need, you follow the trend, right? You're following the trend. Again, we're not trying to trade 100 times a day. We're trying to get our goal for the day. Okay. We're just trying to get our goal for the day. And you can see while I've been talking, this right here, you could have picked up another 48 ticks right there. While I've been talking, there's several times here you could have gotten the goal for the day in multiples. You could have gotten the goal for the day times 10 while I've been talking. So This is a really simple process now. All right. So if you're in here and you're on the open house, if you're in here and you're on a free trial, you know, it's right here at your fingertips. You just gotta take advantage of it. Right? Like right here. The ribbon is spread, you need to down close. Over here, the ribbon is spread. Well, we had it down close right there a second ago. Is it coming off a lower swing? Not really. Arguably coming off a lower swing in here. It's like one tick lower right there. This one over here is definitely off a lower swing. The ES is so 13 down to 11 on the ES right now is what you're looking at. Right? From no, is it 13? 13 quarter. Looks like 13. Yeah, down to 11. And there it is. And there it is. Okay. So I'm short the ES right now. It's the best looking thing, but it is a valid trade. So there it is. It should go down through this level right here. Now, reading the DOM is in tomorrow's lesson plan, but it should go through that level right there, all the way down to the low of the day. Down to these numbers down here is where it should go. So my stop goes to break even after 4 ticks. I just hit 4, stops at break even. Now I should go right down to this one right there. Right. And we're gonna break even. I think that's my first ES trade. And we never put a break even on it. Right. Now, it's arguably a trade there on the NQ because did we get a lower swing? We got like one tick lower. I took it. I'm trying to bring it over and show it to you. I can't even find it. There it is. We're just gonna let it go. And do I not have a target on this? I must not have a target on this. Hang on. So I'm trying to see where I'm in at. I'm in at 70. 57. That's right. No, that's not showing that. Oh, I'm just going to lock in profit there. I'm out. All right. Now I'll go see what I got on there. But the trade was actually, I thought it was right here. I don't know. We need to come onto the overbought right now. And that'll give us another trade on that. And hopefully this one will register completely. Let me go and check it and see what I did on that. Should that be at the top? Should be at the bottom. Yeah, there it was. Oh, I see what happened. I see what happened. Wait, why I screwed up my order on? Okay, well, it's okay. It's all right. I just won't count that. It did give me some profit, but it was kind of mixed up the way it happened. On the ES, I think they changed the margins. Not on the ES, on the NQ, I think. So the NQ pulled back and the ribbon's all crunched up. On the ES, we did put in a lower swing. It's pulled back and the ribbon's not crunched up, so we can take it down close here on the ES right now. It'll be 1150 down to 950. Okay, 1150 down to 950, and this is what it looks like. And the ribbon is spread out over here on the Russell, so we need a pullback. That's the overbought. We'll have a trade there. We don't have anything else here over on the NQ. Okay. And this is still 1150 down to 950 on the ES. Okay. Lewis, did that work out for you? That should work out for you now. All right, so we came out of the overbought. The ribbon is still spread, so we need 4 ticks in profit. We just got stopped to break even. And so now it was looking pretty good all the way down to there the last time. I'm gonna lock in 2 more on this. Right. What did I get on the last ES? I just got 2 on this one. Did I get a break even on the last one? I think I did. I don't remember. Just call it a break even, but this should go down, put in a lower swing. Now, reading the DOM to you right now, it should go down through the low of the day down to 605. 605 is where I should go down to. I think I got a break even on this last one. And I'll move that over here because we got +2 on that one. I'll put a break even arrow on this one. This one. Pretty sure it was break even. All right. The ribbon on the NQ is all crunched up again. The ribbon over here is all crunched up, and over here, I'm just gonna stop. I wasn't able to record anything. We need this to pull back up. All right. So on the Russell, we need a pullback to get into the overbought. The one we need a pullback to get into the overbought. On the ES, we have the pullback. We're in the overbought. Now it's at 7.25 on the ES. So you'd be selling 5.25 right now on the ES. All right. And what the Dom was saying a few minutes ago was 605. Right now it's saying 604. But it does have a pullback number at 750. So you really got to wait for the down close because it could pull back up quite a bit more here. Okay. Now, does anybody have any questions about anything at this point, at this juncture? Does anybody have any questions? All right. Sorry, I was not paying attention there on yes. I got distracted. Squirrel. We came out of the overbought, and you should have been selling right here at 750 on that. Right, 750 on that. And it's already gone enough to get the stop to break even. Down to 550. It's gone 8 ticks into profit. Sorry, I got distracted. Squirrel. But that was a trade to take right in there. Right, I missed it. We're going sideways here on the NQ. Everything's all crunched up. We're going sideways here on the NQ. On the Russell, we have everything all spread out. We just need to pull back. Same thing here on the YM. It's all spread out and we need to pull back. Michael R. I don't know. Did you say the ES? Right now, your ES7 range does not look like my ES7 range. Is that what you're saying? It does look just like it. That looks just like mine. Right now. If I go to a 1 minute and I go back to a 7 range here. Yours looked just like mine a second ago. Sometimes things down here in the slingshot, or sometimes even price, I have to switch off of one time frame and back to another to get it to update properly. Right, that does happen sometimes. At 11:20. My slingshot is at the top. Mine is at the top at 11:20. Right here, 11:20. My slingshot's at the top too. Well, that's different. 11:25 is, well, we're not even at 11:25 yet. Speaking of 11:25, it is 11:25. Why don't we set up a meeting, Michael, and then we'll look at each other's desktops. Okay. That's easier than you trying to text me pictures over and over again that get to me with a delay. And all right, well, it is 11:25, so it's time to do the spreadsheet. Sorry, I didn't get that ES trade. That did finally trigger that I was looking for all that time. This one did not put in a lower swing, so I'm not interested in this. All right, the NQ band is flat, the ribbon is flat. We do have potential trades here on the Russell and on the YM. All right. If you are in here, you do not have the TV trades range trigger down here, and you want to have access to that, you need to send your TradingView login ID to me at support@cfrn.net or support@mytradingiq.com. Send your TradingView login ID to me there. Okay. All right. So let's fill out the spreadsheet and we'll wrap up this morning. I am going to be hosting a TV Trades webinar this afternoon, guys. Let me just show you that. If you want to go to that, it's TV Trades now, right? And then it's going to be, I think it's this. No, that's not it. That's not it. Just type it in. targetviewtrades.com. Okay, on this page, if you scroll down to right here on the home page, right here it says TV Trade Sniper Unique Tool. Click on that. All right, I'm hosting a webinar there this afternoon. I should put that somewhere toward the top, I guess. But anyway, that is this afternoon at 3 o'clock. For now, let me show you how to get into the next session. The next session that we're going to start in here, it's actually not going to be in here. It's going to be a different session. You go here to mytradingiq.com and you scroll down to right here where it says noon session, 12 Eastern time. Dwayne's going to come on and go over the logic 247 to concierge trade alerts. I'm sure a ton of them were hit today because we had some pretty good volatility on the NQ. Then I'm going to come back on at 12:15 to a recap, and then from 1 to 1:30, I'll do another live stream on YouTube for half an hour. Okay.